I'm all in favour of a just society. It's not the same as an equal society. It's not the same as a fair society. All of these are slightly different. A just society is good. Now, Laurence Fox thinks that we have a skewed society, I think probably is the best way. His Reclaim Party, he put out a tweet last week where he said, don't vote for career politicians with degrees from Oxford and Cambridge. Now, the problem is that this is a statement which needs unpackaging. It's got 2 points to it. 3 if you make a distinction between Oxford and Cambridge. Did you know that the city with the most mental health problems is Cambridge? I didn't. So don't vote for career politicians. I think that's a reasonable statement. Don't vote for people from Oxford and Cambridge. I think that's an unreasonable statement, particularly when we now know that the majority of people from Oxford now, 70%, are from state schools. In fact, it's becoming almost a disadvantage to be educated in a public school, in a private school, if you want to aim to go to Oxford. There is a bias against private schools. And in fact, in the last 6 years, more state school educated students go to Oxford than go to Durham, St Andrews, Edinburgh, Exeter, Imperial and University College. All of those admitted fewer state school students than both Oxford and Cambridge between 2016 and 2021. And so, as I say, if you want to go to Oxford, I'm not so experienced in the entrance for Cambridge, but if you want to go to Oxford, increasingly, it's perhaps wiser to go to a good state school, or to be home educated. That's another route. But even there, you're going to be at a disadvantage when it comes to your UCAS form, because you're not going to have somebody to fill in the recommendation. And I find it extraordinary that we're taking advice from Laurence Fox, who I like. I like Laurence Fox. I like his family. I think I know his cousin. But Laurence Fox, remarkable actor, tremendous actor from a family of tremendous actors. But why would we take his advice about not voting for career politicians with degrees from Oxford and Cambridge? Does he mean people with privilege, people who, for example, were educated at a school like Harrow until he got expelled? What does he really mean? Again, you have to unpackage what he's saying. In Cambridge, in 2022, last year, 75% of the intake was from state schools. And Cambridge, particularly if you want to do mathematics, is significantly harder than Oxford. Indeed, I must say, I don't want to let the cat too much out of the bag, but recently I felt significantly happier in Cambridge than I have in Oxford. Cambridge seems to me to preserve so much of the spirit that I found when I went to Oxford nearly 40 years ago. So I'm a great fan of modern Cambridge, but I don't understand its system of entrance, and it still seems to be a little bit of another world to me. A few years ago, I taught in one of the colleges, and in fact, it was raining so much, and it was so miserable and dark. Cambridge can get very dark, I'm afraid. I don't know if you know that, but it can. And the telephone rang, and it was somebody from a TV company that wanted me to be on a show called The Circle, and they said, would you like to be on this show? And I thought, anything. It was raining, it was miserable. I would have done anything at that point. And I don't think I ever quite felt that miserable in Oxford. There's something about the weather in Cambridge which is debilitating. But that apart, I think Cambridge is lovely. I don't think we should be criticising our politicians for their university background. I think going to a university is a great privilege and a great opportunity. And I don't think we should do down people simply because of the school they went to or the university they attended or the job they used to do. I think we should be focused on what they're doing now and what they stand for now. So a politician, we shouldn't be judging a politician on their background, but I think it is tremendous if a politician has actually been doing real things. A politician whose only experience is managing the tea break for a Conservative minister is not somebody who really commands respect, is it? Somebody who arranges the schedules, somebody who, a backroom girl or a backroom boy who minds the bureaucracy for, who writes those letters, the letters that you get back from your MP when you write to the MP and ask to have a message forwarded to Suella Braverman or to Michelle Donnellan or is it Liz Fraser? No, Liz Fraser is the person who, in a private function, Liz Fraser was wonderful in a private function. She sort of outdid Maggie Smith. Was it Liz Fraser or Liz Smith? It was Liz Smith. Who is Liz Fraser? Anyway, there we are. I think it's Lucy Fraser that I'm thinking of. I'm getting terribly confused. But having started off with Laurence Fox, you know, actors seem to dominate him in the thought patterns here. But I think Laurence Fox is wrong. I think he's absolutely wrong. We certainly don't want to be voting for career politicians, but it's got nothing to do with where they got their degrees and nothing to do really with their background. It's to do with being a career politician. And everything else, I'm afraid, Laurence, is snobbery, and you're in no position to talk. Come on.